The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. It always seems impossible until it's done. Do not judge me by my successes. Judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again. A winner is a dreamer who never gives up. Resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies. I am fundamentally an optimist. Whether that comes from nature or nurture, I cannot say. Part of being optimistic is keeping one's head pointed toward the sun, one's feet moving forward. There is no passion to be found playing small and settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living. For to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. It is in your hands to create a better world for all who live in it. Man's goodness is a flame that can be hidden but never extinguished. It is what we make out of what we have, not what we are given, that separates one person from another. I dream of an Africa which is in peace with itself. Real leaders must be ready to sacrifice all for the freedom of their people. I like friends who have independent minds because they tend to make you see problems from all angles. Money won't create success. The freedom to make it will. Courageous people do not fear forgiving for the sake of peace. Do not look the other way. Do not hesitate. Recognize that the world is hungry for action, not words. There can be no keener revelation of a society's soul than the way in which it treats its children. I stand here before you not as a prophet, but as a humble servant of you, the people. Lead from the back, and let others believe they are in front. I like to believe that people, in the long run, are going to do more to promote peace than our governments. Indeed, I think that people want peace so much that one of these days governments had better get out of the way and let them have it. It is not our diversity which divides us. It is not our ethnicity or religion or culture that divides us. Since we have achieved our freedom, there can only be one division amongst us, between those who cherish democracy and those who do not. A good head and a good heart are always a formidable combination. Freedom would be meaningless without security in the home and in the streets. There is nothing like returning to a place that remains unchanged to find the ways in which you yourself have altered. May your choices reflect your hopes, not your fears. It is so easy to break down and destroy. The heroes are those who make peace and build. I stand here before you not as a prophet, but as a humble servant of you, the people. Education is the great engine of personal development. It is through education that the daughter of a peasant can become a doctor, that the son of a mine worker can become the head of the mine, that a child of farm workers can become the president of a great nation. What counts in life is not the mere fact that we have lived. It is what difference we have made to the lives of others that will determine the significance of the life we lead. I am not a saint, unless you think of a saint as a sinner who keeps on trying. After climbing a great hill, one only finds that there are many more hills to climb. I was made, by the law, a criminal, not because of what I had done, but because of what I stood for, because of what I thought, because of my conscience. To deny people their human rights is to challenge their very humanity. Do not allow yourselves to be embittered by the actions of others. Act as if what you do makes a difference. It does. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. Our human compassion binds us the one to the other, not in pity or patronizingly, but as human beings who have learned how to turn our common suffering into hope for the future. It is what we make out of what we have, not what we are given, that separates one person from another. I dream of the realization of the unity of Africa, whereby its leaders combine in their efforts to solve the problems of this continent. I dream of our vast deserts, of our forests, of all our great wildernesses. There is nothing I fear more than waking up without a program that will help me bring a little happiness to those with no resources, those who are poor, illiterate, and ridden with terminal disease. We must use time wisely and forever realize that the time is always right to do right. No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin, or his background, or his religion. People must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love, for love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite. It always seems impossible until it's done.